We got what do Counter-Strike cheaters do after they're caught? Hi,
When
YouTube, whatever.
Counter-Strike Pro is caught cheating. They've chosen video games as their full-time career, but when that career is built off a lie, what becomes of it? Are cheaters exiled forever, or are they given a second chance?
I know damn well they ain't getting a second chance. If you're cheating on the main stage, you ain't getting a second chance. Look at Fortnite, for example. There's no way they're allowing
Today,
that.
we're going to be looking at 3 high-profile cheating scandals and how exactly they played out, so let's not waste any more time. Emilio's a player back from the late 1.6 and early CSGO days, who made his name playing for teams like SK, Absolute Legends, and Team Property. One night on September 29, 2014, a thread popped up on HLTV and Reddit that analyzed one of Emilio's demos from an open qualifier and...
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry for pausing so much already. This post says 11 years ago. When did CSGO come out? Damn. 2012? That is insane.
That analyzed one of Emilio's demos from an open qualifier and claimed that he was using wall hacks. The responses to this post were kind of all over the place. Some were saying that this was a good catch, but others that this whole video was just idiotic. But then just 10 days later on October 9th, during a routine online match, Emilio gave us one of CSGO's funniest clips.
It's just simple, on his own, lone wolf with the AWP. He's out in the Russian wilderness just sniping.
Did Emilio just get vac banned?
What? What?
He got banned in a match. Okay.
What?
vidIQ, can you stop with that stupid thing? Banned in the middle of a match is wild. Wild work.
What?
All
No
right.
way. That's not... That...
We'll assume that that's like some sort of error for now until we get any other confirmation. That is pretty funny.
Now, just to put it out there, a VAC ban doesn't always mean that someone was cheating. We all know how imperfect Valve anti-cheat is, and sometimes it could be set off by non-cheating software, and other pros have even gotten false positives before, so there was uncertainty about the validity of this ban. Immediately following this, Emilio of course said that, yeah, he's innocent and Valve is gonna prove it. But that story would quickly change. Emilio was swiftly kicked from Team Property, with his story now being that he lended one of his accounts to a friend, and it was the friend who cheated on it. He says he can't prove it, but that's...
Buddy, I swear to God, every single man, woman, anybody on this earth says this exact thing. My friend did it. My friend, I've heard that so many times on the YouTube chat alone within the last month. And there's that one popular streamer who goes, whatever the name is, it's the most popular CS2 cheater, that her friend did it, her roommate did it. I can't prove that my IRL friend is the one who have been, Jesus, I can't read, is the one that have been cheating. Okay, maybe just bad English. I know it's, oh, okay, to even lend him the account in the first place.
That's what happened.
Right.
And he admits that it was a very stupid thing to do, and he would never want to risk his career like this. But what if I told you that he already did risk his career like this? And I'm not even talking about the earlier accusation. I'm talking about something completely different. During all this drama, one of Emilio's old teammates came out of the woodworks to say that at the Copenhagen Games in 2012, Emilio was using a radar hack on LAN. Supposedly, he kept toggling it on and off despite how angry he was making.
How does nobody know?
And he was constantly looking behind them to see when it was safe to turn on. Additionally, this supposedly wasn't a one-time thing, but instead part of a larger cheating tendency. Fragbite reached out to Emilio for his response to these further allegations, and while he didn't confirm or deny them, basically all he said was, you know, hey, shut up, I beat you on LAN. As if that's supposed to sound tough when he supposedly has a record of cheating on LAN, so I don't get it. Emilio was very upset at the target he'd become and called the entire Counter-Strike scene a joke. For months...
A joke. A joke, by the way. Buddy has been playing this game his whole career. Well, at the time of this, it was only out for like 3 years. For like 3 years of playing this game, calls it a joke. He's just mad. He's mad. Also, how do you cheat and not get caught? Like, no, my bad. Yeah. How do you cheat and not get caught? Like, don't they record their screen and every single PC is set up by the LAN? I think. Or they use like the same internet or something. I don't know.
There was no more news about him until February 2015 when Emilio admitted that he was cheating in matchmaking. So Emilio's story went from, no, I didn't cheat, I'm innocent, to, okay, my friend cheated on one of my accounts and the CSGO community is a piece of shit, to, yes, okay, I did cheat, but I didn't cheat in a professional game. But given his accusation history, just make of this what you will. The entire CSGO community
I would've just
collectively
owned it,
laughed
bro.
at this clown for his words and actions. But after saying that yes, he was responsible for the VAC ban that he got, what exactly happened to Emilio? Did he disappear forever, or... Well, so I gotta explain something first. So today, we have something called ESIC, the Esports Integrity Committee. Basically, they're an organization that investigates stuff and tries to keep the competitive scene honest. They work with basically every tournament today, so if they say that you are suspicious, you are not going to be allowed to play basically anywhere at all. We'll talk plenty more about them later.
My point being, that is my exact point. If you are banned from one thing or any suspicious, you are gone forever. Why do we cheat in the first place if you're going to be live streaming? You're going to be live streaming and going in front of the whole audience. What are we doing?
But they didn't exist yet in 2015. So at this time, yeah, getting a VAC ban did disqualify you from Valve's
Why is he holding his titties?
majors, but however other tournament organizers wanted to handle a VAC ban was entirely their own discretion. Despite being outed as a cheater, Emilio wanted to keep competing, but he was going to have a hard time finding any tournament that would allow him to play. In April 2015, he tried signing up for a Swedish LAN, but once they became aware of his VAC ban, they told him, yeah, no, go away. Eventually, a Cash Cup organizer popped up that didn't care about Emilio's cheating history, so he finally had something to compete in again. He was also able to form his own team called the Dream Chasers, but since this team would basically kill the career of anyone who joined it permanently, they had a different roster for basically every event.
Yeah, if he's making his own team and he's a former cheater, who's to say he's not recruiting more cheaters? I don't know. That's scummy and everything.
In 2017, ESL updated their rules so that VAC ban players could compete in their events if the ban was older than 2 years. This slightly broadened Emilio's scope, but really nothing changed. For years, the Dream Chasers only played in online cash cups, open qualifiers, and small Swedish LANs, and their winnings in that entire time was just a few $1,000s. The team's biggest achievement came in 2017 when Emilio returned to the Copenhagen Games, the tournament that he supposedly cheated at 5 years prior. The Dream Chasers placed second and
history repeats itself. It's gonna happen again. He's gonna do it again. The whole team's gonna cheat.
Took home over $13,000 from this. I gotta say, Emilio doesn't have the most honest past, but I can't deny his persistence. In 2020, Emilio made the quick jump to Valorant, but wasn't able to find any success there, so he returned back to CSGO. Nowadays, it seems like he just streams on Twitch, and at a glance, it looks like he's successful at it. Honestly, I don't believe so. While I was writing this, I hung around his stream, but despite having over 100 concurrent viewers, in the span of an hour and a half, only 2 different people ever talked in chat. Now, I don't want to make any accusations, but I'm just going to say that streamers with like 15 live viewers have more active chats than this. To try to be fair,
my chat is as active as this guy's. And he has 34,000 followers. 100 concurrent.
Got one stream. I tried looking at some past streams, but he's got those set to subscribers only, so fuck off. I am sure that you have heard the name Forsaken. In case you somehow haven't, I've already made a full video talking about this clown, so I don't want to repeat too much stuff. Forsaken was one of the players on OpTic India, which had a very strange creation. Usually the formation of a new team is done behind closed doors, either with an organization reaching out to players or players talking to former teammates, but OpTic wanted to do something totally different when they built this Indian CSGO team. OpTic just put out an announcement saying, hey, we're building an Indian CSGO team and we're going to have public tryouts for it. OpTic wanted the very, very best that India could offer, and open tryouts meant that anybody and everybody could sign up, regardless of their
public tryouts are pretty iffy, I would say. Like when I wasn't crazy good at Fortnite or anything, but I was trying to become like a content creator back when Fortnite still just was nothing. The amount of teams that quickly hopped on that, and you had to make like montages, do all this behind the scenes contacting. It was crazy. Public is wild. The amount of people that are probably tried for that. And CSGO is probably the most popular game at this time. They're just asking for tons of people. And if you want to be the best, you're gonna actively cheat to say that you're the better one. And then when you stop cheating and you join a team, you're going to play like absolute garbage.
Or how little experience they have. You can probably see now how this became a problem. OpTic completed the team in June 2018, and they had a few dominant months after that, but it all fell apart on October 19th. During a match at the
2018, okay, Fortnite was around.
OpTic India called a technical timeout so that one of their players could fix their monitor. During the timeout, one of the admins saw a folder on Forsaken's desktop that shouldn't have been there. And given that they already detected something extra on his hard drive, the admins now wanted to investigate his computer. But Forsaken refused to move aside. He fended off the admin as he scrambled to delete the folder, but the files were recovered anyway. The very inconspicuously named Word.exe
Word.
files were not in fact Microsoft Word, but instead cheating software. This
Yeah,
warranted immediate
Hold on.
folder,
The dates
but
line
the
up
files were
perfectly.
recovered anyway. The very
September what? September something. Word.exe. 2018. Buddy, what is this? Open the exact time. Pretty sus.
Conspicuously named Word.exe files were not in fact Microsoft Word, but instead cheating software. This warranted immediate disqualification from OpTic India, and OpTic dropped the entire team the very same day. Over the next few days, the CSGO community relentlessly analyzed Forsaken's demos, and many more instances of cheating were found. Just a few days before the Zowie Extremes land, OpTic India had won the ESL India Premier Sheep, which was basically the biggest event in India. But Forsaken was also found to be cheating at this event, so the team was retroactively stripped of their title and disqualified. So what happened to Forsaken after all this? Well, he basically disappeared off the face of the earth. ESIC, that organization I mentioned earlier, gave Forsaken a 5-year ban for his cheating. They also tried contacting him to get his side of the story, you know, maybe he had a plea for leniency, but Forsaken never responded to them. Forsaken knew that his entire
So
career
it
had
has been over 5 years. This was what, 2018? 2018. It's 2026. Where is bro at still? This was made a year ago. So where is he at?
Built on a lie, and now that he'd been exposed as a cheat, there was no reason to stick around. Plus, the wave of hate he received was far larger than what Emilio received. With Emilio's cheating, yeah, he did get a VAC ban, but we don't exactly know in what capacity he cheated in pro matches. Plus, all that stuff took place from 2012 to 2014, so a lot of that stuff in video has just simply been lost to time. But with Forsaken, we have explicit video footage of him on LAN getting handsy with the admin the very moment he gets caught. And watching his demos, there's plenty of moments where his aimbot is laughably obvious. Forsaken got caught
that's
in 4K
insane.
with all the receipts. And this scandal didn't take just Forsaken down. He brought down his teammates and the entire country of India. Usually when a player gets caught cheating, they're just removed from the team. But I've already mentioned how special building this OpTic India team was. India had basically no Counter-Strike scene before OpTic India, but OpTic really wanted to build this team and be the pioneers of Counter-Strike in India. It was a massive business risk, but OpTic wanted to take it, and Forsaken bit them in the ass. Like I said, OpTic dropped the entire team after this cheater got exposed. So he cost his teammates their jobs and scared away
The whole team? That's insane. His whole surprised he didn't get jumped. Surprised he did not get jumped. The whole team got fired.
any foreign investors that might have been thinking about Indian Counter-Strike. And would you believe me if I told you this wasn't the first time Forsaken got caught cheating either? In 2017, Forsaken was issued a 2-year ban from ESIC because it was found out that he owned a VAC banned account. Forsaken argued against this by basically saying, yeah, that was my account, but I sold the account, so I wasn't the one who cheated on it. ESIC said that didn't matter as selling Steam accounts is not allowed in Valve's TOS, but they ended up reducing his ban anyway to just 6 months. And Forsaken repaid their good faith by going right back to cheating. And that is a very common trend you see with cheaters.
Why didn't OpTic fire him as soon as he saw the VAC ban account? Or just not picked him up?
They never learn. With Emilio, he was supposedly already cheating in 2012 and didn't get caught until 2014. And then he was saying, oh, I'm innocent, I didn't do anything. Which then became, oh, my friend did it. And then after he finally admits it, he starts saying, hey, we all deserve a second chance. With Forsaken, he got caught with a VAC'd account and the story was, oh, it wasn't me. And then he started cheating again right when he got unbanned. And if you've seen this video of mine, then you'll remember that when that goober Emia got banned last year, this wasn't his first ban either. He already had another Faceit account that he got permabanned years earlier for cheating. These kinds of people, man, these cheaters, like they simply never learn. They just keep cheating until they get caught, and then they start saying it's someone else's fault, and then they just start cheating again once they're free. There is no accountability or character development. These cheaters simply do not deserve a second chance, and no one exemplifies that more than this video's final example. It's 2023, and the long-standing Swedish teams like
damn,
Nike and
it's
Fnatic
3 years
have
old.
been on the decline for
Jesus.
years now. But now for Sweden, there's a new hope. A new star that could lead the country back to glory, and a name that will become just as infamous as Forsaken. At just 18 years old, Joel was carrying his team of Godsent to big wins over teams like Big and Apex. He was far and away Godsent's best player, so it struck the whole community by surprise when Godsent benched him in May 2023. Some people were guessing this was just him being bought out by a bigger team, but others were saying that this was his past catching up with him, as Joel had supposedly been
Okay, what do you think he did before he got banned? Somebody said there was a scammer. I don't know. Did he steal someone's spot? Well, how do you scam somebody? What? Did he buy the account? Maybe that'd be cool. If he bought the account, yo.
a serial scammer and stolen tens of thousands of dollars from people. Now, this is all
Woo!
rumor, and I wasn't able to find any hard proof of it. But
That also
supposedly,
works.
back when Joel landed his first contract with Galaxy Racer, he started scamming people on Facebook. He was only 16 years old at the time, but he would go into trading groups and talk to people about cash trades, and he would use his status as a pro player as a reason why he's trustworthy. So whatever poor soul he was talking to would send him their skin first, Joel would never pay
You're
them,
just
and he'd
losing
run off to
all
gamble
of your
with the
rep
stolen skin.
to take
Again,
money.
this is all rumor, so I can't prove it, nor could I tell you exactly how much he stole, but people generally say it's around $100,000. This rumor had been circulating for a long time, so people thought that this benching was the
So you completely threw away your career. Imagine you were pro, okay? Imagine you were pro in Rocket League, even though Rocket League, I don't know. Imagine you were pro in Fortnite. No, Fortnite's trash. Imagine you were pro in Counter-Strike. Imagine you were a pro, and let's say you were averaging, what, 30K? Let's say like 10K a month. 10 to 20K a month. Your team was pretty good. You guys made content on the side. You guys were going crazy. I don't know how you're going to make content in CSGO, but let's say your sponsors were helping you guys out or whatever. You're going to lose your whole job to get 100K in what, a year? Even though you're actively making 10 to... Nah, if you're making $200,000 a year, you're losing your job over 100K. You're bugging. 100K can't buy you anything.
consequences of the scamming finally catching up with him, and we'd have to wait 4 months after his benching to learn why he got benched. And in that time, more rumors started to spread. One that gained a lot of traction was that Joel was involved in match fixing. And on September 20th, 2023, this was confirmed to be true. The SIC had been investigating Joel for months now, and they found out that he had placed dozens of bets on pro matches, which is something that...
Welcome to my life, bro. What is that? What is match? What? He placed bets on what he was playing in. So did he intentionally lose? Yeah, on March 31st, placed 2 bets against his own team in one match. 17 bets. I mean, nowadays in the NBA, that's fine.
Pros are not allowed to do in tournaments they're playing in.
Who doesn't do that?
Bets on games that he himself was playing in, including betting against his own team. Joel was suspended from competition while ESIC continued their investigation, and when this information came out, Joel was not happy with ESIC at all. He called it an injustice and said they were accusing him of things he did not do, which doesn't make any sense at all. On November 30th, Joel put out a big wall of text talking about how he has a gambling addiction, which does suck to hear, but why would you even make the point that you struggle with this addiction while you're also saying that ESIC is lying about how you were betting? And to call this an injustice when like every tournament rulebook clearly states that players are not allowed to bet on any match in any...
Never mind. Now I see why he got banned. I was on his side for a bit. Get that bag. Because people in the NBA still do that. And the people who were in the mob, the Italian mob making money, you're bugging. Bugging. But still, betting on yourself to lose the game is crazy. But if you were to bet on your team, sure. My drive to win that game would be even insane. I would be crazy. That's pretty weird, but sure.
Capacity. I'm not buying it. We did get the news though that Joel would be unsuspended at the start of 2024. The reason being that while Joel did bet on matches he wasn't allowed to, and while he also did win money betting against his team, ESIC said that they found no conclusive evidence that he was throwing in that game, so they couldn't call it match fixing. But it was still a tremendous breach of integrity.
He's fine.
Joel ended his tweet by saying that he's been given a second chance and he's gonna do his best to capitalize on it. Take a guess right now. What do you think happened after this? Well, he put out a goofy-ass tweet comparing himself to Kobe Bryant and Martin Luther King Jr. and he spent...
Oh, buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? To a TSM report? What are we doing? They don't hate the good ones. They hate the... What are we doing? The guy that got banned said they don't hate the good ones. They hate the great ones.
the next few months bouncing
Bugging.
around teams. At the end of June, he joined BC Game, and it didn't take him long at all to fall right back into controversy. On August 4th, just 5 weeks after he joined BC Game, Joel was automatically banned by Acros anti-cheat software as he was joining the server for a CCT match. And as you could expect, Joel gave a very long and very adamant response that no, he had not cheated. In fact, he had just been given a second chance to compete again, so it'd make no sense at all for him to cheat. But on the other side, Acros was insisting that there was a 0% chance that their software was wrong. They detected walls, aimbot, and triggerbot on his computer, the whole schmagoigle, it was all there. They weren't sure how long it'd been there.
Thank you, Hariz, I appreciate it.
Install, or it could have been there for months. But it was all there, all found by Acros, and they could even put a name on the software. Joel was quickly booted from BC.
Hariz, you lied to me.
And for months, there was no further news on the situation. Until April 3rd, 2025,
2 days before my birthday, what happened?
when
What happened?
ESIC handed Joel a lifetime ban.
well,
from
there goes that.
competition. The severity of his sentence wasn't
Get out of here.
just because he was cheating, nor because he was a repeat offender, but because shit hit the fan behind the scenes. See, despite his very strong public statement that no, he did not cheat, Joel admitted to ESIC in private that he was guilty of what he was accused of. He just requested that ESIC not publish this statement in order to facilitate his transition to alternative employment. Basically, he asked them, hey guys, can you please not put out that terrible report about me until I find a new job? ESIC
Damn.
had absolutely no obligation to do this for him, but despite all of his terrible past behavior, ESIC granted him this mercy. But as this
Why?
mercy period was reaching its end and ESIC was getting ready to publish the report, Joel told ESIC that he would blackmail them with fabricated allegations if
You're stupid. You're stupid. Yeah, never have this Joel dude ever again. I was on his side until he started cheating and did all this weird at the end. You're stupid.
they put out this report. How stupid do you have to be to threaten blackmail against...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who is this? Who made this video a long time ago? No Sleep CSGO W video. I'm liking it.
an integrity committee that just granted you some mercy. How in the fuck did Joel see this working out for him in any capacity at all? The dude was just determined to fill out his shitty human being bingo card, because now on his record we allegedly have scamming, match fixing, cheating, and blackmail. Needless to say that ESIC thought that this kind of behavior and the frequency that it's happened at is not acceptable, and anything less than a lifetime ban is not appropriate for Joel's actions. So I hope by now you're seeing the pattern that all cheaters immediately follow after being caught. They always start by saying, oh, I didn't do anything, I'm innocent. And then the story changes to, well, okay, maybe it did happen, but if it did happen, then someone else did it because I didn't do it, but if I did do it, then it's someone else's fault. And then when they finally admit to it, they see a little bit of punishment, but they always come back and cheat again. And these kinds of people will never change. When you suspend a player who is cheating and then just end their suspension after a few months, of course they're going to get right back on their bullshit. Because if they were already cheating in competition for money, either they're never going to process that what they did was wrong, or they're simply too deep into their fraudulent career to stop cheating now. Only when cheaters get severe punishment.
One thing I can add though, that was 3 people. 3 or 4 people he mentioned. And the game has been out for like over a decade. That is not bad. That is pretty good numbers for CSGO. Or CS2, whatever you guys want to say. That's not bad at all.
Punishment will they do one of 3 things. Either they'll stick around esports despite how much the community does not want them to stick around, or they'll quietly disappear in hopes of being forgotten, or they'll just blow everything up, showing how shitty of a person they truly are and ensuring that they are never forgotten. And with that said, this has been a long-winded video. I hope it made you think, so tell me your thoughts about these players or cheating in professional Counter-Strike in the comments. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, or, you know, just click one of the videos on the screen.
W video, I honestly like this a lot. That explains it. They go straight back to cheating. Who would have thought? What is happening in my chat? Hold on. What?